But Johnny, let's move on into our next topic, and we're taking a look at one that you very much like.
Yes.
When we saw Game Night this past Thursday, I told you about this, and your face lit up. And I was like, you know what? This needs to be a topic. Johnny needs some. I got to throw you a bone. Every now and then, we're talking Godzilla versus Kong. Filming is set to begin later this year in October. October 2018 is when they will start filming. I'm going to ask you.
Yes.
What should we expect from Godzilla and Kong? The 2020 movie, that's when it's going to come out.
I'm just hoping for a good epic battle.
That's it?
That's all all I'm expecting.
You don't care about things like writing and character development and story.
Why do we need character development? We
It's
have
two monsters fighting each other.
I mean, we got the Rampage movie coming out.
True. We'll get to that in a later date.
Three monsters fighting each other.
Why give different podcast? Why give the wolf wings? But that's a different podcast. Go ahead. I digress. Go ahead.
I think it. And what I'm really happy to hear that I was reading through and an article we got. Just I'm gonna read this real short part.
Go ahead.
Wingward has promised that the film will have a clear winner of the epic battle. None of this. Oh, he's dead. But is he? No, I'm just happy we're going to get a definitive winner. So you're thinking
one of them is going to die?
Yes. Well, I'm pretty sure that's what that means.
No, but I mean...
one of them is going to die.
But a clear winner could be, he won the fight, but Kong's just going to be... Like, if it's Kong that dies... Yeah, Godzilla won the fight, but Kong's not going to mess with him anymore.
It could be one of those, but I feel like...
I think if you're doing clear winner, though, just kill one of them.
Clear winner, one of them's going to die.
So I want to ask you this. This is off of that.
Yeah.
If you had to pick, which one would you... If you were the director, which one would you have win? Would you go more so on, this is who I would think would win, or, okay, who do we want to set up for another movie? Because the one thing that you mentioned before we hit the record button, and it was kind of funny... You read something where it was like, that the Wingard wants to link it to Godzilla 2. And you go, all right, so Godzilla wins.
I mean, we only had, one actual Godzilla movie?
I think we might have had two.
We had two? Okay.
I think there was a second one to the, yeah.
Oh, there was a two? No, I don't
no,
remember there being number
Godzilla
two.
King of Monsters is supposed to be 2019.
Yes.
So it hasn't come out
Okay,
yet.
so it's supposed to come out before the Kong vs. Godzilla. Okay, so then never mind on my little joke there.
So it's going to tie together.
It's going to tie that one together.
Ooh, that one's going to have Millie Bobby Brown in it.
Huh.
And Kyle Chandler, who we saw in Game Night.
Ooh.
As what was his name? Blake? Something with a B.
I don't remember.
His character from Game Night. But no.
Remember the night, not the morning.
This one is... Here's the thing that worries me about it.
Yeah.
It's Wingard. The director worries the crap out of me. Adam Wingard worries the crap out of me. The reason why he worries the crap out of me is because you look at the movies that he's directed so far, a lot of them before 2016, I look at and go, what? What movie? Like, and that's not the huge problem.
No.
Like we talked about in Batgirl, you can get a director. Look at Patty Jenkins. No one knew who she was. Wonder Woman, now people know who Patty Jenkins is. Ryan Coogler is the same thing. Here's the thing that bothers me with Wingard. The first movie that I would say is his beginning at like the top, the Blair Witch remake. Yes, critics are critics, and there are times with us doing reviews we don't agree with them.
Yeah.
But just to use the IMDb reviews as a basis, a 5 out of 10. Not a terrible movie, but I see 2.5 out of 5 and I go, all right, so it wasn't a great movie.
Yeah.
Then you look at Death Note where, it's a 4.6 out of 10, but from everyone that I know, because I was going to watch the Death Note movie.
I was going to, I just didn't. I think it's even in my queue right now.
I was going to, because I'm like, you know what? I like William Dafoe. I think it's going to be funny. This is what I'm going to go with. I think it's going to be good. Dave literally told me, don't waste your time. He watched it before me and was like, don't wait. Like, Dave can correct me if I'm wrong, but he's like, don't waste your time. And I was like, okay. Like, Dave didn't like it. My other friends that were into Death Note didn't fucking like it as well.
Wow.
So that's the thing that worries me about this is Wingard.
Yeah.
You've got two movies, not so hot when it comes to the critiques. And like I said, take the critiques with a grain of salt because everyone's going to have different tastes. But I look at that and I go, is right now, I got to be proven wrong because right now I'm starting to lean towards is Wingard going to be the right decision for this movie at the directorial position?
I completely agree, and that's because part of it I was reading earlier in that same thing that I read to you, and I think you were just reading from. This monster movie mashup promises to be dark and depressing. I'm like, wait, why? I mean, I get some elements and some parts of it can be, especially like when Godzilla comes and attacks another town or something like that. That makes complete sense. Yeah, things get depressing, things get dark. But like when you describe that when it's supposed to be a monster versus monster movie, why? Why is it that part? That part's just supposed to be like action packed and full of destruction.
I mean, even to go, because I'm seeing where you read, if you continue there, Wingard plans to explore the reality of the destruction left behind by the cryptid's epic and dangerous battle. The goal is to pay reverence to the original film's Hiroshima symbology. Kong Skull Island director Jordan Vaught Roberts has expressed his confidence in Wingard as a director, praising him for his ability to recognize the anime, manga, mech sensibility he brought to Skull Island and his ability to incorporate that into Godzilla versus Kong. And, of course, Wingard has promised that, of course, it will have a clear winner.
Yeah, I mean, that part, the rest of it there, I get it. It's great symbolism. It's really good. And I just, like you said, part of it's because of his ratings on his last few movies were not terribly great. As well as, when you put that aspect in there, that's where the dark and depressing comes in. But I would hope really more so the ending of it would be the monster battle, not the
beginning,
beginning/middle, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, I would say the end is the epic battle.
Yeah,
the battle comes at the end.
And that's what I would really hope for.
The thing that and of course I'm using one movie as reference for this, but the one thing that made me kind of go, really, is the part where they said Vogue Roberts said that he praised him for his ability to recognize the anime, manga, mech sensibility. Just the anime, manga part, I look at that and go, all right, if you had such great ability to recognize that, why did people not like Death Note?
That's very true.
Why did people not like
an
anime that you adapted into the real world? People didn't like it. I don't know if that was, and that's the thing that dives into a deeper topic. Was Death Note the problem with it? Was it the director's fault? Was it the didn't like the actor choice in it? There's many things that go into that. The writing. Of course, this movie, good or bad, is not going to be all on Adam Wingard.
No, not all of it.
I'm just, right now, I know it's 2018. I know they even haven't started filming it. We're not going to get it till 2020. I'm not super skeptical. That's not the word. I'm not super excited, I'll say.
Yeah.
Because skeptical would be, I think, where I am going. I'm very skeptic, I think is what I'm saying, about this movie.
Yeah.
Whereas another thing that kind of plays into this, and this isn't Wingard's fault at all, Kong Skull Island, that was like, what, a year ago?
I think so.
We did that early on when we started the Rick and Johnny podcast. So 2017 is when we had Kong Skull Island, the beginning of it. So like February, March. And then it's like, all right, so 2018, 2019, it's going to be 3 years till I get another movie.
Well, didn't they say
2019
we're supposed to get Godzilla King of Monsters?
That's right. Godzilla
so there's
going to
be a movie in between there, which ties in with that first Godzilla movie with Bryan Cranston, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And I'll be honest, I didn't see that one still. Shame on me. But what I was thinking is, I don't know. I know the older story, Godzilla more so becomes the hero when it comes to those really old ones. Because I've seen bits and pieces of them. and he defeats Kong, which is significantly smaller than him in that film, which I'm hoping they kind of make it more of a fair matchup. Because let's see, 70s Kong was probably as tall as some of those mountain ridges they had, would you say? Or close to. So we had Kong, but he's not nearly as tall as Godzilla in the Bryan Cranston one. But the question is, since I didn't see the Bryan Cranston one, you guys correct me if I'm wrong as well. Was he more of a villain-esque monster? Was it more of just a force of nature thing going on? Or I don't know if you saw it.
No, that one, I'll be completely honest.
Yeah.
I looked at it and went, not interested.
Okay.
At the time, like, because TBH.
Yes, TBH.
I was actually looking at like old versions of Godzilla just to see how he's progressed. The Godzilla that came out when we were kids, do you remember that monstrosity?
I do remember that one.
The one where it was like, oh, you just took a T-Rex and made the fucking head like super like big and
kind of like T-Rex size raptor.
It's not Godzilla though. It was just a dinosaur.
It was a giant dinosaur.
It was a dinosaur with a weird head. With the Taco Bell commercials.
My side note on that.
Here, lizard.
Here's my side note on that one. If it was so big, how the hell did it lay eggs inside the building on that floor?
I don't know. That movie confused me.
I want to know how
the thing I will most remember from that Godzilla is the commercial of the Taco Bell dog with the bag next to him going, here, lizard.
I remember that.
Here, lizard, and then quiero Taco Bell.
Yep.
That's the only thing I'll remember from that movie besides like remember the font for that too, where it was like the black with the neon green.
Yeah, I do remember that
outline, and like the poster was just like the eye of Godzilla.
See, those things were kind of cool.
Yeah, but then you saw the movie and it was like, what the hell is this?
What did you feed me?
Yeah, what did you feed me? You fed me crap. What are you doing? But we digress. This one, because I'm looking at Godzilla King of Monsters 2019. And that's supposed to be the next chapter to the Warner Brothers Legacy Pictures Monsterverse, as they're calling it. And it's going to pit Godzilla against some of the most popular monsters in pop culture history. So I'm assuming this is one where we get him against Mothra. We get him against all the creatures we saw at the end of Kong Skull
inside
Island.
the caves. No, actually, now that you say that, King of Monsters, and the title just clicked in my head, there's going to be at least a fight between him and someone else.
Yes.
Which makes him King of Monsters, whether it's just fighting one or fighting multiple of
I would say fighting most of them. That's what I would say.
It's just the only reason I say that, too, is because I can't remember the name of them. Because I know there's like the three-headed, and they may very well readapt all these on how they look exactly.
King Ghidorah? Is that what
the three-headed Hydra with wings?
I'm looking them up right now.
Yeah, there's Mothra. There's and I don't think they're gonna go with Mecha Godzilla. There's a few of them aside from Mecha Godzilla, which again I don't think we're gonna get. But like Ibria, I don't know if I'm pronouncing any of these wrong.
Correct us as always.
Correct us, please. I mean you probably can't because you type it and I can read it right here.
You can type it phonetically.
Yeah, oh, that's true. You can type it phonetically. Rodon, I think, is one that he regularly fights. Mothra, obviously. I think it'd be cool, like, him fighting some of these smaller monsters. And I'll show you the picture. I don't know if you want to try posting it, like a link to it below.
We'll try.
It'd be cool if they went with kind of an adaptation based off of this. Godzilla size. Because King Ghidorah in this one is, like, massively taller than him. So it'd be awesome for him to, like, fight these smaller said monsters and kind of prove his merit against the three-headed King. Wow, I just forgot his name already. King Ghidorah. I forgot the pronunciation for a second. Because like this thing is just massively bigger than him, and it's like, no, I'm gonna be king of the effing monsters now, and then that would actually kind of tie in where we don't have to have like what you and I were talking about, Godzilla v King Kong, where it's like, well, why would you put the monster fight in the beginning or the middle? No, the aftermath of this thing started off that way, and then
here's the monsters I think are going to be in it.
Okay,
let's go off of what they gave us already.
Okay,
so at the end of Kong Skull Island, they show the little thing. The first picture we see on the wall, obviously Godzilla.
Yes.
The second picture we see, and you can help me with names, is the pterodactyl.
That would be Rodon, I think.
So we have Rodon. There's a pterodactyl there. The third one
Rodon.
is obviously Mothra because it's a big giant moth on the wall. And then the last one is what looks to be a 3-headed dragon.
Which would be King Ghidorah.
And that's what we're left with, is just those 3. So I would say that Godzilla, King of Monsters, and what we see in the very last one is Godzilla on the left, Ghidorah on the right, and it looks like they're going to fight. So I'm assuming it's going to be Rodon, Mothra, Ghidorah, and Godzilla, where Godzilla comes out as King of Monsters and then goes up against Kong somehow.
Yeah. But that would be cool because, like you said, it's going to tie in two with King. And it's like, okay, now it's starting to make sense now that I can put the pieces together.
Yeah.
We, like I said, you and I had the worry at first of, oh, why would you put it in the beginning or middle? No, you can put King Kong at the end fight. Still have the end fight at the end, and then still have the storyline of the aftermath because of these fights in the second Godzilla movie.
Well, and also the thing that is going to be interesting is where is this going to take place?
Yes,
because Kong was on Skull Island, but this is not going to be on Skull Island.
No, this one, I mean, I think the Cranston one. I'm just gonna call it that way so we know which Godzilla. I think that was New Yorkish area, right?
I don't
know.
The thing is, I don't see Cranston on the IMDb. They could be linked. I think.
I don't know if they're gonna have him in this one again, but I think it used to be talked that one's linked to this one.
I'm very interested to see Millie Bobby Brown in that movie.
Well, maybe they're kind of like saying, hey, this is just the introduction. We're no longer going to have anything to do with that other than the fact that this is Godzilla.
Just reboot it a little bit?
Like a semi-reboot.
Like maybe, a retcon, maybe?
Could be. It'd be kind of cool. Maybe just make it its origins. It's in Tokyo. It could be any coastal area, basically. I'd say New York, kind of a little still far out. No,
LA.
It's a little far off from there.
San Francisco?
Large city.
San Francisco is basically right on the bay.
Could be. I'm just saying anything with a large city with large buildings that's right off the
That's right
coast.
On the water.
Yeah,
with
Tokyo
Chicago,
is a big
I'm
one.
sorry, we're out of it. We can't do it.
No, I'm sorry.
Unless he's coming from Lake Michigan. No, the water cold. The water's cold. No.
Lake effects.
No, I got to come up through the ice because it's February.
I mean, I think that's why most of them would stay away from Chicago.
Yeah.
You see Godzilla frozen like this. Well, we got a few months, guys.
I hate how cold it is. But any final thoughts on Godzilla Kong before we move into the last topic?
I'm excited, and if it's anything, you asked in the beginning my prediction of who's going to win. If it's going to be based off of the old movies,
I want Kong to win.
I do too. He seems like a nice guy.
I'm pulling for Kong. That's what I'm pulling for.
If it's like the movies, though, it was Godzilla because he was basically the good guy. I don't know how they're portraying not Kong.
But they portrayed Kong as a good guy in Kong
exactly, which would be an interest. That'd be what a twist!
What a twist!
It'd be interesting. I'm hoping, like I said, Kong's going to be more of a fair match. He's going to have grown since then. I mean, it took place in the 70s.
True.
This one's modern day. Hopefully, it's kind of more of a fair fight at that point. We'll have to wait and see. 2020.
I'm pulling for Kong, but this is where you guys come in. Let us know what you guys think down below in the comment section. What are your first thoughts about Godzilla versus Kong? Also, Godzilla King of Monsters, because we talked about that one too. Kind of forgot. I personally forgot that one was even happening. I thought that Kong and Godzilla get me that because that's the next one I want to see. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section.